just a second. Let me get this sit on.
It's me.
Okay, yeah, I'm ready. I'm waiting for the link. I'm gonna send it out to my boy.
Yeah.
Send it out to my dude.
Twitch.tv/Nepo. What if I
Oh,
should
it's just
change?
it's just that.
What if
Okay.
I should change it to Scarcasm? The reason I did the Nepo for the Twitch, because originally Twitch was just going to be, it was going to be YouTube for our podcast, Twitch for our game nights. So Nepo is kind of like the game night thing.
Yeah, that's the game equivalent. Yeah, that's the game
Actually,
specific.
technically, Nepo was his own show at one point.
Well, Scarcasm, you just talked about life stuff, and then Nepo, you talked about gaming.
No, what happened was after my separation and I brought the show back, me and Scott came back. We called it the Nepo Show just to give it something different, just to give it a different feel or whatever. Um,
Yeah.
I even made a rudimentary logo and everything for it. Like, it was kind of like a fake kind of Superman logo. I know he's a fan, but it was kind of
Yeah.
like a fake Superman logo. But I just wanted to do something different. So when me and Scott
I need to get me one
really
of those
got,
Nepo shirts, because the Nepo shirts that I did was, not like pat myself on the back, but they look good.
yeah, man, I still got my light blue one. I'm meant to buy me a red one. I just don't know whatever happened with that. I think I just kind of forgot that I was gonna do that. But yeah,
Life
I like
happened,
it.
dog. Life happened.
Yeah, man, life happens. I got a Scarcasm shirt and I got a Nepo shirt. Um,
For sure.
yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah.
move this mic over, dog. It's been too long, man.
So, all right, so we gonna get it running. I know Scott was out there when the stream first went live. I don't know if he's still around, but here goes. Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Scarfinger, and this is Scarcasm. And Chase is in the building, Blue's in the building. We out here, and it's been quite some time.
Yeah.
It's been quite some time,
Yeah.
and I think mostly it's my fault.
I mean, we ain't pointing fingers here, man. We ain't
No,
pointing
I
fingers.
think no.
Well,
I think
it's a lot of like when we would have the
it's
schedules, like even doing stuff with my brother, it would be like when I'm available, you're not. When you're available, I'm not. When we're
right.
all available, all of a sudden I have to take my dad to the grocery store, and he's being really. I mean, I know he's hurting, but it takes us 3 hours at the grocery store because he has to sit down. I mean, I know he's hurting, but I did have somewhere to be.
It's like getting in with your previous schedule and all of that kind of stuff. It was kind of hard, and then you'd be like, "Yeah, I could podcast today," and I was like, "Yeah, but ain't nobody saying nothing earlier, so I made plans."
Mm-hmm.
It's like you can't just show up in the last minute and be like, "I want a podcast." Like I got shit to do. So it's just been a lot of that. Like schedule wise, it's just been really difficult to try to get it all working and get it all working together. But we got it, and we out here.
We out here. We out here.
Man, it's been some it's been a rough like couple of months. Like as like for me mostly as a parent, and there's not really a whole lot that I can really talk about with that. But like it's been a rough little bit as a parent, and trying to get myself to a place where I'm actually doing the things that I can actually talk about here. And we were talking about Twitter. We were talking about Twitter earlier, and man, listen. Here's my problem with Twitter now. I had pretty much, like I said before, I didn't go to Twitter a lot before because my signal to noise ratio was way off. Because at one point, when after my separation, and I realized I shouldn't be doing this for a while, like people would still be listening to the shows and stuff like that, and then they would send me friend requests, or they were, and then I would just return it in kind on Twitter and Facebook and stuff like that. I I so like when I finally got back to Twitter, and the signal to noise ratio was way off because I had like accepted a whole bunch of stuff from a whole bunch of people, and I had no idea who the fuck they were. Like, no idea.
That just came out so lovingly, man. Like with so much grace. Like,
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, like, I
Right,
didn't
right.
know who these people were because I wasn't actively engaging. It was just someone would say, someone would add me on Twitter. I would just add them back just as a like, all right, cool,
GP,
you know
yeah.
me,
Mhm.
yeah. But like, it got to a point. It was when I came back, like, there's just so much on my Twitter timeline, and I was just like, I
Yeah.
have no idea who some of these people are, and like, this people just be talking about random stuff. And this is before Elon Musk. Like, it was just people be talking about. One of my Twitter people that I follow right now. All he does is talk about Dallas Mavericks basketball. That's it. Dallas Mavericks basketball. That's it.
Wow.
And I'm like, I don't know nothing about the Dallas Mavericks. Like, I mean, I know who Luka is, and you know what I mean. Like, I keep up with what's going on in sports, but like, that's all this person talks about. Like, and then like, and it's just like all kinds of stuff. I got people talking about like political stuff, and like, not even political stuff that I even fucking agree with. It's just political stuff for the sake of being political stuff. And personally, I don't even fuck with that shit. Like, people like gaming people, and then like people engaging in like console war nonsense.
Yeah.
And like, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, we all know how I feel about the console war. So
Right.
like, so I got back on Twitter, and I would get on a little bit, and eventually I just started muting people. Like, I didn't unfollow anybody. I would just mute the people who talked about a whole bunch of shit that I didn't necessarily want to
talk
see.
about. Yeah.
Like, I just started muting people that I didn't necessarily want to see. So like, it got to that, and I don't engage in Twitter very often. I read. I lurk more than I actually talk. And then when Elon took over, I'm now seeing all kinds of people that I don't follow. I have no idea who the fuck they are. It's like people going the fuck off about Sony versus Microsoft, and I'm just kind of like, what the fuck is this? And where the fuck did this come from? Like, the people that I know that engage in this shit that I've been friends with for years, people like JVB, like, you know, I know he's about that life. And I've known he's been about that life for a long time, but he was grandfathered in. You know what I mean?
Right.
But like now I'm just getting a bunch of just random people that I don't even follow. I mean, this is one dude who claims to be like a Xbox apologist, but he always got some shit to say about Xbox, and it's just like, who the fuck are you?
And
Like,
how did you get into my feeds, huh?
Yeah, and it's just like all kinds of and like it's like all kinds of like Trump supporters and all kinds of weird shit. And like every time I go to the person's profile to try to figure out what the fuck's happening here, we don't even follow each other. So like I'm spending all of this time like, yo, I don't want to see this shit. I spend more time with I don't want to see this shit on Twitter than actually reading the shit on Twitter.
Yep. It's crazy, man. Like, so to me, I don't have many socials that I can really frequent often anymore. A lot is because of this, right? Because there's these algorithms, right? That out here. It's not my algorithm. Let's be clear.
Right.
It's somebody. It's like the mass. It's like the mass public algorithm that's out here trying to recommend some things. Look, man, why are you recommending TikTok to me? I've never opened TikTok. I've never gone to the web. I don't even know if it has a web page, but I've never looked at it whatsoever. Why you recommend it?
I only go to TikTok if someone sends me a link to a TikTok. Like I've never signed up for TikTok. No, like it's just not my thing. I'm too old for TikTok.
So, are you allowed to have TikTok, Blue?
Man, please get up out of here. I can't, but
I mean,
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. For they recommend you don't do it, but they can't mandate it if they don't buy your phone, right? So, so I can, but I just choose not to, man. Like the only TikToks I've ever seen were shared as like Instagram stories. That's
Mm-hmm.
it. That's it. Like I don't, or maybe in YouTube like a short or whatever. A lot of people replicate those. They double up on it. But
Yes.
at any rate, man, like I don't fool with that stuff, and I don't know why that stuff keeps getting recommended. But now I'm with you, Mike. Like Google Plus was my platform. Call me old. That's fine.
Yep.
I enjoy
I
Google
like
Plus.
Google Plus more than anything else.
Yeah, you can
And it,
Google
community,
Plus
your
is the
interests.
social media that reeks of old internet, and that's not a
It does.
reeks is a bad term, but I mean it's just I don't even know.
It just emanates
It
old internet.
smells of old internet. I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
no,
yeah.
it. You know what Google Plus smells like? Gen X.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It does. But like there, you could
You
go
say
in.
Gen X like millennials aren't almost 40 like me.
I mean, I mean that's what y'all say. But like, I don't want nobody to mix me into with y'all with millennials. Like, I technically, I could fall into the category of a xennial, which is the kind of the
Yeah,
bridge
yeah.
between
That's where I
the bridge
am.
between. I think I think I would. I am. I time wise, I am Gen X. My what I do with the internet and all of that kind of stuff, and I know life before and after the internet, blah blah blah,
Right, right, right.
whatever. I probably have more in common with a xennial than than anyone else. But I'm rocking for my Gen X people, dog. Like we,
Out here ride, man. Like and that's why I liked it. You can select your community, you can select your interests, you can go out there, and it only gave you that.
yeah.
It only gave you that, and then you can go out there and you can post other types of media within your post. You can put that stuff in there, and at the
I will.
time,
If
yeah,
if like you call me a millennial, that's almost like calling me a fuck boy. Like, no, that's what we not doing. Like what we not doing is we not calling me a millennial. Like that's like calling me that's like calling me out my name.
right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like
Oh man, oh
like
snap.
calling me a millennial, that's like
And don't
no.
say it with some aggression.
No, just like you better bite your tongue, nigga. Like what we talking about? Um, you you are a xenial. You are a xenial. You are definitely a xenial. I can say that.
But
But
but the I don't even know if I would call it a social media, but the social media that I frequent the most is Reddit. And one thing I like about Reddit
Fair, fair.
is like you see what you want to see. Like you only see the things that you follow, which are like normally a subreddit, right? So you see the subreddits you other than promoted Reddits, which are normally just ads. You might see some ads, but you're not going to see something someone posted you don't even know who they are. I mean, you'll see. Okay, you don't know who they are, but you're not going to see something outside of your interest groups. And also, it's chronological, man. The things at the top are the things that are new. The things that
I miss things being chronological. To be honest, I really do.
Do you?
I miss the time where I can actually catch up on my fucking timeline and like be like,
Right.
okay, I last time I was on was 9 o'clock last night. What the
All
fuck
right.
happened since 9 o'clock last night with my
Right.
people?
901.
Yeah.
just
Right.
started 901.
Have you ever been scrolling Facebook and you're like, oh, you start scrolling, you see something, and all of a sudden Facebook like glitches and it like refreshes. Like, well, that's gone forever. I'll never find that
Yes.
again.
Yes, very much
Yeah.
so. That's
Happens to me
happened
on
to me.
Twitter all the time, man.
Yeah, that happens to me on Facebook more often than Twitter because I'm on Facebook and Twitter. Like I live on Facebook. Like let's be honest, I
Well,
live
see,
on Facebook.
okay. Well, see, we're opposite because I'm more on Twitter than I am on Facebook. Like,
That's because
man,
I have long standing group chats on Facebook. So
Okay.
I'm there because of my long standing group chats with different friend groups.
okay.
So like that's probably where I go the most. It's kind of like the where I what I used to be with Google Hangouts.
Okay.
I
Well, that
used to
makes
have
sense.
long-standing Google Hangouts with people,
So you got
and
those pre-existing groups.
that's kind of where I was, because that's where my friends were. That's where we were talking, all that kind of stuff outside of all of this regular social media shit. It's just like my group chats is kind of where I gravitate to. But yeah, man, I just don't like all of this new shit. Like, I really wish that I could. I really wish that I could just get my timeline in order again. Just like none of them do it now. Like that,
Right.
nah. I mean, I don't know about the other shit that I don't do, like the TikToks and the Snapchats and all of that kind of shit that I don't do. I'm like, I'm a grown ass man. I am not about to be on no Snapchat.
Why not, Scar?
Like,
You ain't gonna be snapping and chatting, son.
no, I know. Look, my thing is this, and this is one of the things, is I don't participate in like the stories shit in like Facebook and Instagram and stuff like that, because anything that I post, I don't think that if it's gonna go away in 24 hours, it's posting. That's kind of how I feel about it.
Okay. I mean, but sometimes you just gotta sometimes you gotta get out there and tell a story, man. Like I did an Instagram story one time, and man, I'll tell you, man, Instagram is not like the easiest thing to post on, because it took me a minute to get through and understand all the different options. Like, how do I get this thing to pop up in my feed, man? Okay, how do I? And then I was just like, man. So it took me a minute, man. That's when I really felt like I was old. I was like, come on, man. I figured this stuff out at lunch. You know what I mean? Like this is light work. But
yeah, and I'm not really a pictures or video guy most of the time, so that's the reason why I don't really do a whole lot of Instagram. Instagram is probably the place that I go to the least. But it's also the most likely that my lady will send me something from Instagram. It's like, I don't come here. Why the fuck would you send me an Instagram link? This makes no sense.
Yeah. Then I mean, look here, man. I've had people do that to me, and I'm just like, look, man, I'm not gonna read it.
Yeah, I'm
just not gonna do it, son.
Like I got a couple people that do that shit, and I'm like, I'll get to it when I get to it. That shit.
If I get to it.
In like Instagram, like my direct messages in Instagram is almost like fucking like snail mail to me. I open this bitch when I feel like.
Bogus, man. That's the only thing I get notifications for, man. When I mention, or when I get DMs, or when I mention, bro. That's the only thing I get notifications for. Basically.
I used to get a lot when I was painting and stuff like that, and putting stuff up on Instagram. I used to get those a lot, and now it's just kind of not that. And I think I'm happier. I mean, I'm not happier that because I'm not painting and all of that kind of stuff, but I'm happier that all of those messages are not popping up.
Right. You're not flooded with stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
That's why I don't think I would like to have, like, if right now every time we go live, all of a sudden there's 100,000 views and the chat's going crazy. I think that would be like just annoying. Versus I'd rather have, I'd like more than just Scott, but like it'd be nice if there was like 2 or 3 of them, that we can actually talk to. You can't talk to 100,000 people tagging at the same time.
Yeah, because there's so much that goes on in the chats where it's like hundreds of people, and it's just like you miss so much, and then like there's people that I follow and stuff like that. They only respond to like the super chats and stuff like that on YouTube.
Yeah,
I don't go to Twitch very often because there's no TV app for me, and I'm not turning on my console just to go to Twitch. I'm sorry.
Can't do it.
If I'm at work or something like that, then I can put Twitch and I'm good.
Okay. You're like, I have to actually scroll past the Division 2 to get to Twitch.
and coming up very soon, I'll be able to play the Division 2 on my PC, so that's less time I'm gonna spend on Twitch.
Right.
The majority of my parts have been ordered. I think what's gonna come in last is my motherboard processor combo.
That
That one's supposed to be here by the 10th or something like that.
Word
But
up.
everything else is ordered. Everything else is on the way. And then I just got to figure out how the fuck to put all this shit together.
Man, Nemesis will put that thing together for you, man. You got to figure it out. It really is easy though. It really is. You can't.
Maybe we need to schedule a big old get together.
If need be, man, I'll make it out there. I got time I need to take, dog.
Man, we can. I put this shit on. Like, put this shit on. Y'all look. I just camera on that bitch. We can get it done that way. Fuck it. Like, it's gonna be.
It'll be fun, man.
It'll be fun. So the PC's coming together, real soon. Like I said, all of the parts have been ordered.
That's what's up. I come out. I gotta go to Vincenzo's though, dog. I'm just saying.
Nah, I mean.
We gotta make Vincenzo's, dog. We gotta be there. For sure.
I really want to go. I've been going to places like close to me, but I will go out there. I will go.
Make sure you got all the lactate though.
All of that 4 on. I'll take at least 4 on. Little 4 on. We gotta be fair. But man, so how have y'all been, man? I know Chase got the new joint, so we'll talk about that in a second. So I'll let him go. I'll let him go last. But how are you, dog? Blue.
Man, dog, I'm good, man. So shoot,
you still working all those long hours?
No, work is cleared up, man. We have a new team lead now, and the problem was I was handling some of their responsibilities without like any of their pay or recognition. You know how it goes. So so now I got a team lead who actually one of my friends before he became my team lead. So I know him, he knows me. We both respect each other a lot, and he has really helped a lot come in and like spread out the work and stuff. So it's really helped me out, and it's good, man. It's good. But that said, your boy did apply for another position with a different agency, so we're gonna see how that works out. So is what it is.
Is it lateral or up?
It's a lateral, but I'm gonna see if I can negotiate a little bit of a raise. but you know, it would be a lateral move, but it will be 100% remote, so I could be anywhere in the country. It wouldn't matter.
Word up.
Yeah. Yeah.
My office right chunk.
Right.
My office is right chunk.
Chill,
I don't want to hear nothing from nobody. Like, yes, I'm at work in my drawers, and I don't give a fuck because I'm right chunk. My office is right where my drawers is at, dog. Like,
or may not be, you know?
Yeah, or may not be. I mean, don't do the thing like that dude who was. I saw the thing. Did you see the one where the guy was on the thing and he thought that he turned his camera off and he was about to jack off, and like they are like someone. No. They are all looking like, yo, this nigga about to fucking jack off. Like he had pulled out the. All right, peace, brother. I know he. That was the Scott.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, my man has pulled off on the bed and was like got his like things to wipe himself after the fact. Got some lotion and shit. He was about to go. He was about to get
he done laid everything out. He was like, man, all right, I got it.
And they're sitting there talking like, should somebody call him? So they call him on his cell phone.
Somebody
dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fucked up. But let me tell you the funniest shit that I seen. Let me tell you the funniest shit, and it's not nasty. But let me tell you. So there was this virtual court thing, and I don't even know what the court was for. But apparently it was on Zoom or some shit like that, and it seemed like an older gentleman. And the older gentleman didn't know how to work it, and apparently he might have been using somebody else's shit. So there's a cat filter. It's like a filter of like a cat, and like it's a cat, and like the cat is like reacting to like his facial expressions, but it's a cat. Like, you know what I mean? And they so like it's like 4 boxes. It's like the court thing is the guy, and then there's another guy above the cat picture, and he is trying he looked a little bit like Colonel Sanders with a haircut,
Right.
but like. He looked like, but he is trying his hardest not to fucking laugh because, like, you see the cat, and the cat is losing his shit. Like, the cat is like, oh my god, what the fuck? I don't know what the fuck to do here. Like, the cat is reacting to, I'm guessing, what the person's face is actually doing, and it is the funniest shit ever. Like, I almost pissed myself at work when I saw this shit because I saw it on Twitter. I saw a clip of it on Twitter, and I was like, I gotta find this. So like, I searched it up, and I searched court cat filter, and this shit like like we may have to put this on. We may have to put this on the reaction because. Like, yo, this shit is so. But yeah, it's like I don't know what the fuck is going on, but yeah, it's it's not a cat filter, it's a kitten filter. It's like
okay.
It's like a cute little cat. This fuck's going on here. I don't know what to. That shit was fucking hilarious. Like, man, listen, that shit had me. I was dying.
Man,
because it was so funny, and it's like the dude's trying to help him turn the shit off, and the guy above him is just trying so hard not to laugh, and he is not succeeding at all. But he's trying to play it off. That shit is fucking hilarious. I gotta remember that for when we do
reactions.
When we do reactions next, which that should be sometime soon. Because did we run out?
Yep.
Yeah, I think we did. Yeah, we did.
Okay.
So the other thing I've been looking at, Scars, I've been on YouTube, man. I've been watching some of Long Beach Griffey, man. You know, he's like a comedian, black dude, man. But it's funny, man, because he'll one of his popular skits is like a so and so comes to the studio, and so it's like he's a beat producer, and they come to the studio and they make different music, but it's actually just him over there rapping. Man, Long Beach Griffey is stupid, dog.
I'm trying to see if I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, he is dumb, dog.
Okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
That dude is so dumb, man. He has a video playlist that's like 9 of them, where it's like all of them together. But really, he has one where the school shooter comes to the studio. He has one where he said it's like, what does he say? Like a racist country singer comes to the studio. And he's like he was like when the deadbeat dad comes to the studio. Like, it's just all this different stuff, man. But it's hilarious because it's him making a beat, it's him rapping.
It's like I used to watch a lot of Crank Lucas stuff, and it was kind of similar to that.
Man, that dude is stupid, man. So I like Long Beach Griffey, man. He's crazy, vulgar, but he's crazy, man. But it's funny because he sometimes he has bars, and then weather has been beautiful here, Scar. So I've been riding my bike again, man. So weather is nice out here.
It's been a little cool around here.
Really? Yeah, no.
Yeah, it's been about 60s here, around the 60s to low 70s, but like cloud cover. Wind, you know.
So for us, it's been bright, sunny, no clouds, with very little wind, very light wind. So it's been nice, man. So I've been I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully I can get out there. If not tomorrow, because I got to help the wife with stuff. It's supposed to rain Wednesday, but maybe Thursday. I don't know. Maybe this weekend. I think this weekend I can do it, because Thursday is when we cut the grass. But yeah, man. That's really been. I think that's been about it, Scar. I'm still taking this weight loss medicine, man. I'm down about 12, 13 pounds, right? I'm still trying to get down some more, but with me riding my bike, it's gonna help. So I'm looking forward to that, man. So trying to get that thing done.
How often are you gonna ride a week?
Man, if I can, man, at my peak, I was going every other day. So it was about 3 to 4 times a week.
Okay.
Just because with biking, I just can't go every day. I don't have that stamina. I do not have that stamina. You got to give your muscles time to rest, man. So,
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if I can get in 3 times a week, that's
I mean, 3 times a week's a good.
and I generally
that's a
try to
good
ride
goal.
between, yeah, anytime anywhere between 14 to maybe 20 miles a ride. It's good, man. It gets good. Get the heart going. Get it strong. Really get your legs in shape, man. Like get some tone. Get some strong. Like really get your legs in shape. So yeah, I'm about that life. But yeah, man, that's basically what's been up with me, yo. That's it, y'all. It's been pretty boring. Been playing games, but not really not really sticking with anything too much.
Okay.
Finally finished Persona 4 and 5. So I mean,
Oh, you finished
Well,
Persona
we-
4,
we-
huh?
yeah.
We'll get back to that because I'm gonna ask you about the whole thing about Jedi stuff. And then- but I got something to go with that, so that's why I get that's
Word
why
up,
I do
word
that.
up.
So
Yeah,
we'll
that's
let-
it.
so Chase, what's the word, dog?
Well, I had my first day at a new job, and I dig it. It's a completely different feel than the last job. So, I mean, I dug the last job. Like, actually, what I was doing. I just didn't dig the hours. I didn't dig night shift. I mean, I know I could do day shift, but it would still be 12 hours.
No, but then you had
rotating
then
shift.
you had a bunch of fuck niggas that you work with though.
Yeah,
Like,
but
I know you can't say that, but like there was a bunch of fuck niggas that you work with.
Yeah, I know, but like that might have been more of a night shift thing.
Mm.
Because I started feeling like, because I'm like at work a lot, you know what I mean? 12 hour, even though you're like 2 days on, 2 days off, when you're working 12-hour shifts, you're at work
It's
most
tough.
of the time. And
Yeah.
so most of my interaction with people in Kentucky was the people on night shift and my family. And I was like, did I just bring my family to the weirdo capital of the world? Or but then when I was working today, I was like, everybody seemed normal, like normal people. And I
Yeah.
was like, well, that's cool. And I mean, I mostly just did training, but it just seems I like working for not a company. I mean, because I've been working for not a company for like most of my life, like with working for places like the Autism Society, and even if it's a company like ACI, it was still like dealing with people. It wasn't about making money as it was just helping people, which this is also helping people, but in a different way, versus straight up making millions of dollars, you know, and that would
Right,
be the goal.
right.
But so I'm digging it. I mean, I love the 7 to 3:30. I mean, that's better hours than I worked before. Before it was 8:30 to 4:30. So 7 to 3:30 is just like,
It's nice. You get in, you get
Yeah,
out.
I work 8 to 5, so I know that life.
you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
you get a well with the 4:30 to 8:30 to 4:30, I pretty much had paid lunch or just whatever. I just ate on the clock, you know. But you know, 7 to 3:30 is 30 minutes unpaid, and I'm guessing you have an hour unpaid since you're 8 to 5.
I do what the fuck I want.
Well, you
Basically,
I'm
you
supposed-
you work 8
I'm
to 5,
supposed-
but you work 8 to 5, but
supposed-
you get paid for 8 hours, right?
I'm supposed to have a half an hour lunch, and I just kind of do what I want. Because right now it's kind of slow
Yeah.
at work, even with like the busy season starting. Like I said,
right.
when we got our new system, it makes everything faster. So like before, where if I booked a move, like I had to do so many things, I had to go to different places and take this information from here and input it there and all of that kind of stuff. Like when it's time for me to take the payment, I had to go somewhere else and then bring it back. Everything gets done in this one place, and it used to be I had to get all of the information while you're on the phone, and as soon as I hung up, then I put it all in and got everything straight and sent you what you needed. Now I can do all of the shit with you on the phone, and by the time like I'm done, when we get off the phone, I'm done.
Yeah. That's nice.
And I email you everything. The only thing I got to do is print out the stuff for the guys, and that's it. Like so like it made everything is like I would do something and then I'm just waiting for the phone to ring again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cut
And
down on a lot of your redundancies.
and
Yeah.
yeah, that's also like another thing. I hate redundancies. I hate um uh just doing stuff that just to be doing stuff, right? So my boss like flat out said, I'm not gonna like ask you to look busy when we're not busy. Like, I mean, and I was like, that was one of my pet peeves at my old job. Is like they wanted us to
Yeah.
look busy when we're not busy. And I'm like, I get that you don't want people sitting around when there's stuff to do, but if there's nothing to do, don't just make
Right.
people do stuff.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
You know what they say? The worst bosses always have the same shit to say. You got time to lean, you got time to clean. Like, don't get the fuck out of here with this shit.
Man, yeah. I tell you, man.
I will slap the shit out of you, Franklin.
Well, that was that was also Captain Mike M's tell how to tell people how to clean their butt well is you got to do the lean and clean. You can't be like going up
The lean
here
and clean.
and pulling it up. You got to come in from the side,
That sounds just like him too, man. Oh my goodness. That's hilarious, man. But no, that's cool, man. I'm happy for you, Chase. I'm glad. I told you before, man. I'm glad you.
I didn't tell you the like one thing that's kind of like, I don't know if you believe in like signs or whatever, but I went to the vending machine. I was like, well, I'll get me a Reese's, it had the phone scan thing, so I scanned my phone, got the Reese's, and it dropped me 2 Reese's.
There you go.
It's right at
There
lunch.
you go. You're like, all right, I'm where I need to be. Any machine that's gonna give me 2 Reese's has just validated my position.
Nah, I mean, like, you know what I mean? Before I got here, you know what I mean? Reese's, I would only get 1, but now since I've been here,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Since I've been here, 2 on.
2. That's what's up, man.
Same dollar, same dollar,
dollar.
homie.
That's
Same
it.
dollar, homie. We out here gangster. We out here
Yeah.
gangster at Reese's. We out here
Yeah.
gangster at Reese's.
Yeah.
Same dollar, homie.
Same dollar. No, that's good, man. That's good.
No, you just walk into the vending machine every day from now on. Like, keep that same fucking energy, dog.
I'm gonna need you to keep that same energy, son.
Keep that same fucking energy, vending machine.
Man.
Okay, so all right, so I want to talk about games, but like I don't know what's going on with the Jedi Survivor thing. I know I've seen people talking about it, but I don't know exactly what's going on. So please enlighten me.
So, okay. So to sum it up, well, I won't sum it up. Well, this is what I'll say. I guess I will sum it up. To sum it up, the game is not using CPU like it should. So I have a 6-core 12-thread CPU. Most people have 8, 16, right? It's only using like 20% of each core, meaning that it could be doing a whole lot more work, and it could be pumping out a whole lot more graphics, a whole lot more frames, and doing it, and then helping push your GPU to draw more things. But it's not, man. Like,
Why is so many games CPU extensive these days? It's like
I don't know.
Oh, intensive is what
Intensive.
I meant to say.
And I know what you're saying. So it's not just that, Scar. So it's not just Star Wars Jedi, man. It was The Last of Us Part 1, and it was Hogwarts Legacy before that, and then it's also going to be this Immortals of Avian, which if y'all hadn't seen that game looks ridiculous.
Actually, Ghostwire Tokyo as well.
Yeah.
I beat that game, and I put it down on a, I did it at like 1080, to get me some frames and stuff. But I mean,
Right.
it was a fun game. But yeah, it was CPU intensive, and it's not like I got a terrible CPU or anything,
Yep. And Scar, it's not just doing it. It's not just doing it on PC. It's doing it on consoles too.
Okay.
It's doing it on PS5, Xbox Series X, and even worse on S. It runs, of course, at a lower
But
resolution.
the first one ran bad, and then they patched it over, right?
Exactly.
Well,
It did that.
the first one still isn't great.
No, it's like there's still some drops in it, but it was much better than it was initially at launch. But that's part of the egregious nature of this, right? It's the fact that it's the same dev, and they had the same problem on the first game, and then you got the problem to look me right square in my face and do the same thing again. And they charge $70 for this game, Scar. $70, dog. And you mean to tell me you can't have one of your cores use 50% of its power at all? Like, that's what you're telling me. Not one. So yeah, I mean, there are people who have like the 7800X 3D. There are people who have 4090s, and they can barely get like 40 frames a second, man. Like,
Damn.
And even when they get 60, like the hitching is so bad, it is not a smooth experience. Like, it's out here in the streets, it's real for a lot of people, man. It's tough. It's really, really tough, man. So people are angry as hell. People are upset. Like, if you look at the reviews and stuff, like there are quite a few mixed. There were, at least on Steam, quite a few mixed and negative quite a few negative reviews out the gate. But man, it's really bad, man. $70 for this, and people are like, just hold off, because I think outside of like the early winter sale this year, I haven't really bought like a new game. I wanted to buy like that Dead Space that came out, and Callisto Protocol and stuff that came out. And I wanted to buy Hogwarts, and I wanted to buy Last of Us Part 1. I didn't buy any of them. I was just holding out for this. And then I'm like, well, with my setup, and it's killing. I mean, it is completely, because it's not properly coded, man. Like, yeah, anything with 8 gigs of RAM, it is completely chewing up to death. So, Hardware Unboxed did some stuff, and they ran it, but with 8 gigs of RAM, it ran fine, but they always run clean installs of everything. And so I'm not gonna run a clean install because I got too much stuff on my PC. I'm just not gonna do it. But so man, I'm nervous, and a lot of times for everyone that I hear, yeah, it runs fine, I read 2.5 reviews that say it doesn't. So
I hear you.
Yeah, man. So it's crazy, man, because they sitting out here and like, all right, guys, well, hold on, we're gonna send a patch. Just give us a minute. Like, hold on, player, give me a minute.
And running fine is also probably someone who maybe has running it at 1080/30, and it's fine with that, but like, you want a next gen game to run at next gen resolutions. You know what I mean?
But that's the Redfall problem, right?
Yeah, Redfall launching 30 frames a second with a update to 60 after.
I literally said on Twitter, like, bruh, I'm a console player. I'm a console player. I'm a console player to my. I have never, ever in my life worried about frames, unless it dropped down for some reason. Like, unless it dropped down and like it was just like unplayable.
Right.
But I have never, ever, ever worried about frames. Just, it has never happened. So like,
yeah, no,
and then and so like, I mean, for me, it's a Game Pass special. Like, you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, for you, it's like whatever.
It's a Game Pass special. Yeah, it ain't gonna matter to me. Yeah, I said, this is what I said, and I said this on April 12th. I said, I'm not an active participant in the console war, so I say this with all sincerity. As a console player, I have never cared about frames. Never. The only time I think about frames is when I'm on PC, because my frame counter comes up.
And the thing is, that's what you said, because you haven't spent the majority of your time playing the games that you generally love, right? Well, playing the games
that I love on PC are not frame intensive.
Right. So I'm saying, playing the games that you would generally play on console, you generally don't play those on PC. Right. So like, the Division, exactly. So the thing is, I don't think you say that because I just don't think you've actually played in that particular environment long enough to actually notice to notice what improvement it makes. And I'm with you though. But the fact of the matter, like I said, it's a $70 game. They had this problem before on the sequel. And Scar, It's also appearing on the consoles as well, not just PC.
And
And if,
sometimes this is not really frame drops, but
yeah,
it going between frames and
the
stuttering.
frame time, yeah, the frame time graph is what's killing it. But here's the thing, too, Scar. Like for me, your boy got them data caps, right, bruh? The the size on this game is like 150
That's a
gig.
lot for
That's
a game
a
that's not even
lot,
fucking optimized. That's a
bruh.
lot.
And then I think they said the first patch was like 99 gigs.
I'm gonna tell y'all something.
You said
That
how big is it now?
It's supposed to be 150 gigs. I think that's what it recommends on your hard drive space.
but the patches.
The
You said the
patch, the
patches.
patch was I think I can't remember. I was watching the IGN video today, I think, and or maybe it was Hardware Unboxed, but they said the patch was 99 gigs for the day one patch.
Good grief.
99 gigs, dog. Like, come on, son.
And
Like, I'm
like gaming community, this is your
yeah.
gaming community. This is your fault because when this thing started, especially when it got really bad last gen, where they were just releasing buggy messes of games, and you accepted the shit anyway, and you bought the shit anyway, knowing that it was a buggy fucking mess.
Yeah.
Everyone
exactly
everyone
what
said
happened.
stop pre-ordering games, and you see all these people pre-ordering games still.
But
Yeah.
like we should have known this. Okay. I'm about to put a game out there that I don't mean to put out there, but this makes my point.
Mhm.
The only time we've listened to people when they said a game was a buggy fucking mess, people just didn't buy it or didn't play it, was Andromeda.
Yep.
That's the only time y'all niggas have listened. And Andromeda is not a fucking bad game. It's not a bad game at all.
It's not.
Yes, there were a lot of
Yeah.
bugs and shit up front, but that shit got taken care of. But like, there are people to this day that still refuse to fucking play that game.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But that's the only time you listen.
Now,
That time, it makes no sense. It makes zero fucking sense.
And there's
And,
no
like-
reason to pre-order these days. Like, you're not getting any, like, the reason, like, you would pre-order before, for me, I would put I would go to GameStop, put five
You
down,
I wanted to make sure you got it.
and then I would, like, put, like, 25 on a payday, and then by the time that the game come out, it's all paid off, and I really didn't have to, like, spend $60 on my freaking nearly minimum wage paycheck. And then
Right.
I also got to go to a party basically at like
Right.
midnight at GameStop. I mean, the Modern Warfare 2 pre-release event was magical.
Let me tell you about my Modern Warfare 2 experience, and I was just watching someone play Modern Warfare 2. So that's my GameStop that I went to. I pre-ordered with was on like a strip mall, and there was like a few different things like it was a fucking like an insurance place. It was like a ABC store. Around here, you got to buy your liquor from ABC.
Right.
stores.
Yeah.
Like that type of stuff. Like all of that stuff was on the strip, right? When I got in line to get when I went there prior to midnight, so I can get in line, where I got in line was at the GameStop door, but the back door because it was wrapped around the fucking building.
Wow. That's
And the
crazy.
GameStop is kind of central to that whole little strip. So
Right.
like it was all the way around on the back side where I got in line.
Wow.
That is the by far the longest line I have ever been in.
No, you
For-
must not have been. You must not have been to any amusement parks then, son.
No, I'm talking about for that type of thing.
Oh, okay. A correction for me on the game patch. Day one patch was 46.5 gigs on PC, but for someone like me, who has those data caps, that's hitting after I just downloaded over 100 gigs. Now I got to turn around and download 46 and a half.
Yeah, they getting you with the. I just got some new internet now. data caps. Ain't nobody saying nothing about
What
data
they doing
caps.
to Oklahoma? I mean, first Timothy McVeigh, now data caps.
Oh
What
yeah.
is?
Oh, listen, man, these data caps out here real in the field, dog. Real
Yeah,
in the field.
I just got new internet,
What
so
you get?
I'm about that Verizon life now.
Is that fiber?
Yep,
Yep.
gigabit.
Sweet,
Yeah, it is nice.
I haven't used it yet. Like I'm still like
dude. The
when
the first time I
this,
used my fiber, it was on our reaction night, and I thought something was wrong with the YouTube thing because it just said processing. I was like, well, what's it got to process before I gotta fucking get the get the upload started? No, the upload was done. It took 20 seconds, dude. It normally takes
Yep,
40.
done.
It normally took 40 minutes to upload that shit, and that's like.
I yeah I what happened was, see, when he came to install, because I took Thursday off. He came to install everything on Thursday, so he came and I was watching TV. So what he did was he set up the router in the modem for them, and it was kind of right beside where my Comcast stuff was.
Hmm.
So what he did, and he like my man had like his customer service on lock.
Oh
So
yeah.
what he did was he made sure everything was good, and then he waited until everything was connected and everything was good, and then he swapped the cables on my router real fast.
Hmm.
The WAN.
Yeah.
He swapped the WAN real fast. So what I saw was like a hiccup,
Hmm.
but he had actually swapped it over to they shit.
Hmm.
Just bam. And I ain't even know nothing different. So like all of my stuff is still hooked up on my old router, even though I have a router that I should be connected to for they shit. But like, so I'm just kind of lazy and I didn't actually switch it over yet.
Man, you need to do that. You need to do that.
Just
Because I'm telling you,
just like that phone situation too.
just like that phone situation, it's gonna be hanging out here for 6 months.
No. Actually, I want to put my computer. I know I want to put
you,
my
you cut
my
out. I
Xbox
didn't hear
on.
you.
Yeah, you,
Oh,
you cut out for me too. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
did.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah. Yeah.
shit. I know I want to put my computer on it. I know I want to put my Xbox on it.
Right.
And my TVs.
Yep.
Those I want those to be connected that way.
Right.
Everything
Wired.
else can be connected to the old router.
Oh, okay.
Everything else can be connected to the old router because it doesn't make a difference. Like I'm not really worried about speed in those
Black
other
Unicorn
places.
said dim cables.
Them cables. Nothing is wired so far. Nothing is
Okay.
wired so far, and like so, like I might try to get a wired connection to the new computer, but I gotta figure that part out.
You got Wi-Fi 6. Is your router Wi-Fi 6?
Probably. I mean, because it's the new hotness with them. So
Okay. Okay. Just
Yeah.
checking, man. Just checking. I'm envious, dog. We don't have many options out here for fiber, and that which we do is AT&T, and it is extremely overpriced. And Cox is extremely overpriced for their unlimited data tier or their 1 gig, like their Gigacast,
Okay.
Gigablast tier.
Mhm.
Extremely overpriced. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah. So yeah. And anyway, I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you.
So yeah, but the what happened? I had to get rid of. Like in 2 years, my monthly bill went from 30 to 87.
Yeah, it's tough, man. It's
You
tough.
said you had to get rid of Comcast because your bill went from 30 to 87.
Yeah, the first year I had it, it was $30. It was 40, but I was on auto pay, so they gave me $10.
Okay.
So I was paying 30 for the first year. Then when that year was up, they rose everything to 50. All right, cool. Like, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
I got a year 30, I'm fine. I can afford it, I'm good. But then like it got around to April, because April is when I started my service, and like I'm waiting to see what's going on with the bill. The bill comes and it's 50 again at the beginning of April, and I'm like, all right, cool. So I guess they're gonna keep it at 50. Then I get an email saying that your bill is up. And I looked at that bitch. That shit said $87. I said no. Well,
Somebody done told you wrong, son.
somebody done told you wrong. But like no. And then so I talked the Verizon dude came to my door. I talked to him, got everything set up, and they were going to guarantee the price for 4. So I don't have to worry about this shit going up at least.
Yeah, just put something in your calendar as a reminder to call. For in 3 years, 11 months, and 15 days.
I hope. I'm gonna say this. I hope in 4 years I'm not still right.
Right. Yeah, you shouldn't be.
I need to get into school so I can start working on this therapist shit.
Yeah.
Because I need to be a therapist and make that kind of money.
For sure.
But yeah.
Absolutely.
So speaking of Jedi stuff, because everybody was playing Jedi Survivor, I actually pulled up the old game.
The Fallen Order, man, that's my jam, dog. I love that game.
Yeah, I did too. I played a little bit of it too.
I do not love it.
You don't love it?
It's not my kind of game. I thought I was in for some action, and it's traversal so far.
No, you get action though. It is platforming.
It's a lot of platforming, dog, and I'm just like, I thought I was here to do some lightsaber shit. Like, what is we doing right now?
It gets there.
It gets there. Yeah, that beginning is a little slow. Like when he's like kind of. Uh-huh. He's working in the factory and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I made it all the way to when you leave the first planet that you go to after everything happens. Mm-hmm. So I left.
But once the action does happen, you're gonna have to Nepo that shit though. That shit tough.
Yeah.
I'm Nepo. I'm playing no story mode. Fuck that shit. I'm not about that life. I'm playing no story mode. But so far it's cool, and because I don't know, they gave me some extra shit when I downloaded it through Game Pass or whatever like that, through EA Play or whatever like that. I got a fucking orange lightsaber, dog.
Yes.
Right off the bat.
That orange.
Right out the gate. Right out the gate, dog.
Yeah.
Right out the gate. I'm about that life.
Already,
look, the only thing that would make me happier is if I get that black, or if I get that purple. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
I think I did purple in playthrough, son.
Because you gotta be a real nigga to get that purple, dog. You ain't no, you know what I mean? The purple's not for the faint of heart.
You just saying that because Samuel had that purple. That's why.
Know what I mean?
That's why you saying it.
I heard that he had the purple, so when that big ass fight was going on, that he knew which one was him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
He dictated that. Yeah.
And he's supposed to be that. He's supposed to be that dude when it comes to the lightsaber war. Mm-hmm. Like that character is supposed to be that dude. That's why it's like, no, I'm one of one.
Dude,
when it comes to this shit.
I
will tell you, doing playing one of the Knights of the Old Republics, I had a silver, and that shit was sweet, son.
Oh, nice.
I had a silver. I found a silver crystal.
Dude, what if there was like a Star Wars game that kind of played like Fallen Order, but like maybe a little bit more arcadey, like, but better than Force Unleashed? And it was a young Mace Windu game.
Ooh, that'd be nice though. That'd be nice. You know, they think they said that. So I was watching IGN, and they said they looked at all of the Star Wars games in development right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Massive is making one.
Yeah, and I think also because you know how Amy Hennig had that ragtag thing that she was doing for the bounty hunters. I think they said that it may actually come back around to her again. But they were talking about all these other games in development, man. So I still say if you're gonna make a Star Wars game, it would really behoove you to include Mando somewhere in here. Like it would really behoove you to bring in Mando, maybe Grogu as like a guest on just like a mission or something. Like that's all I'm saying, man.
I mean, I think if you have them, they can't be with you.
No, they can't be with you, but I mean, like it'll be their mission, and they may like go off on their own path, and you take a path, right? And y'all across paths as y'all going through the mission. Like,
yeah, but that means that the game has to take place during that.
That's true. That's true. That's true. But
what if there was a bounty hunter game, and it was basically Red Dead in space.
But they killed 1313.
They killed 1313. Yeah, that was
1313 looked like it was gonna be that.
That was gonna be the.
And they killed it. But see, like my problem is like Massive is working, but they make the Division game. So is it gonna be like a Star Wars Division type game?
What can it be? What can it be?
Because that's all Massive has done, really.
I mean,
they're working on a Star Wars game, and they're working Avatar. Not the Last Airbender, Avatar, like Pocahontas with blue niggas.
I mean, that does work.
With blue niggas.
That's how you described Avatar, dog.
Pocahontas with blue niggas. Like, what is we talking about here? Like,
all right, man. Sorry, Chase. Go ahead, man.
I don't even know what I was going to say. Well, I mean, oh yeah, that does work if they take an existing game type and just put a Star Wars skin on it. I mean, that's what Battlefront is. I mean, yeah, I know people were a little down on the newer Battlefronts, but the old Battlefront was the same thing. The old Battlefront
once they took out the loot boxes in Battlefront, apparently that was a fun game. It was a good.
It was.
That's when I played it. I played it and finished it. It was quite fun.
All right, so I played a couple more games. Of course, I played some more Division. Tomorrow we get to the end of the Manhunt, which is going to be great. But we got some time between this end of the Manhunt and the next. Because they're going to stop doing seasons and they're going to do like 5 season whatever. So like year 5 isn't supposed to start until June. So like, but we're expecting big things because there's going to be a new game mode and everything. Descent. It actually looks pretty cool. But I also played some Call of Duty. And I played Call of Duty on Warzone, the DMZ mode. And apparently this is what they say when there's like an escape from Tarkov type of mode.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the premise. You get dropped off in this area, and there's a bunch of shit to do. Mm-hmm. You got to go do a whole bunch of shit, and then you have to get to an extraction point, and you have to get out before a certain amount of time. But if you only leave with what you can carry. If you get killed, everything that you had on you stays. So you can go in there and you can lose, and you have to go back in, and you ain't got no weapon. Because once you get to a certain level, you can have a weapon in an insured slot. But here's what happens with that insured slot. If you put something in the insured slot, and you can only put a weapon in the insured slot, you can't put the 3 plate carriers and all that kind of. When you get there, you only have 1 plate, and you have a small backpack.
Okay.
You have to get the other stuff in the game, and then extract with that shit in order to still have it when you go back in. But if you put something in insured and you die, that weapon is now on cooldown for like 2 hours.
What?
So
get out of here, man.
So like literally when you go in there and like when you knew.
Oh, that's right. I know what they did.
Yeah. And it's a PvE VP.
Mm-hmm.
So like you can go in there and you can see all kill and all that kind of stuff, but you can come across real people and they can kill your ass too.
Quickly.
And so like you gotta, and then but like still the same rules apply. And since I've never played a battle royale, this is basically set up on the backs of a battle royale game. So I didn't even know how to play this shit. It took me a few times to actually like get an idea of what I'm supposed to be fucking doing here. And so like eventually I started to figure it out. But let me tell you, that whole if you die, everything that you brought with you is gone. That is some disheartening shit.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That is some disheartening shit because in one playthrough I had, because I leveled up one of my guns, like the more you use a gun, the more you level up, typical Call of Duty shit. So I had my gun, I went in there, I got a large backpack, I was full with shit. I had a 3-plate carrier, so like I'm protected and all this kind of stuff. Right. And like we on our way to the extraction. And like all of a sudden a bunch of people just came out of nowhere. And then we realized that these are actual players and they just killed us. And I'm like, man, listen, I had everything that I felt like I needed.
They knew it.
and they just took it from me. And like apparently the Division Heartland is this type of game.
It is a survival game. Yeah, it is the Division Heartland is survival. Now, I watched that Ubisoft conference because I was looking forward to Heartland and not researching so much on the mobile in the mobile sphere, but absolutely Heartland. And yes, it is more or less like survival, like the survival mode from the Division.
No, it's this type of game. It is 100% this type of game.
Well, they said that they modeled it after the survival mode from the first Division, right? And so, you gotta warm yourself up, you gotta eat, you gotta do that stuff. Otherwise, you're gonna die. Like you're gonna you real life consequences be.
That sounds and I'm guessing that's why Heartland is gonna be cool. Who the fuck is gonna pay for this? and then like I'm in Call of Duty and like there's so much stuff and like the store and stuff like that reminds me a lot of Halo store, Halo Infinite store where you can buy all kinds of shit and all that kind of stuff. But then it said they had a battle pass and I looked up the fucking battle pass. That fucking battle pass for fucking Call of Duty is $30 goddamn. I said,
nah.
Battle passes are supposed to be 10. What are they doing?
Right. Or as much as I talk trash about Fortnite, my son for many seasons has earned his own battle pass. Like they give you the option to actually go out there and play and earn it, and he's done that many seasons.
Yeah, we all talk shit about Fortnite because we're like nearly 40 or over 40, and that's mainly the main thing. But we're just really ragging on the kids, but it is a good game and they do a lot of shit right. Like a lot of things that they have done, they pioneered that battle pass shit, and that battle pass shit is the thing that completely killed loot boxes, and is such a better system of monetization and feeling like you earned it.
Yeah, absolutely. And the fact,
I even bought a battle pass for Halo once.
Did you really?
Mm-hmm. So back when I was playing Halo Infinite, the multiplayer, I bought one of the battle passes. Yep, I did.
For sure. So I mean, like I said, but that's a good idea. No, they need where you can earn it, or if you don't have the time, just buy the darn thing, right? But yeah, but yeah, man. So those modes, that's disheartening to me a little bit. But like the survival part, I think I can still get down with Homeland for the survival part, especially if it's because it's basically all co-op stuff, man. They say you can do something by yourself and co-op,
but stuff like that, it just seems like say like Valheim. Like the reason I liked Valheim is because it had a lot of chill and downtime where we're like hanging out. Mm-hmm. There's nothing chill about stuff like Tarkov.
Ain't no chill in Call of Duty. Because even when you think you good, all of a sudden there's some enemies that you just didn't see, and you're just like, what the fuck just happened? Like somebody shooting at you, you in a menu or something, you go to the stove, you in the stove trying to buy you some plates and shit, and you're just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Who the hell just shot at me?
What am I supposed to eat on? I'm trying to buy me some plates over here.
Well, that's the good thing about the Heartland is that the hub is now. You know how we all used to go into the hub in the Division, and everybody had their own individualized hub, and you couldn't be in there. But now you can be in there with everybody. Now everybody's in the same hub.
Yeah, but
So
yeah, make sure you
yeah,
turn your make sure you turn your chat volumes
yeah, yeah,
off.
yeah, 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 yeah. Exactly, exactly. The in-game chat need to be off, bro.
Yeah, no, we're not about that life.
Nah, not at all, not at all. So yeah,
All
man.
right, so I know you got to go in a half, right?
Yeah.
All right, so I'll let both of y'all run with what y'all been playing. I tried to get mine done in 15, so y'all can do y'all's in 15.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay. So let me jump in because mine is quick. I think I've been playing a lot less than Chase. So I did finish Persona 4, the original part of Persona 4 Golden. So like the fall semester or whatever,
Mhm.
down through Christmas, right? So I'm in a new year now, and so that's when the new extended semester is supposed to kind of kick in. It's a good game, man. I didn't know I spent 80 hours in the game, but I spent 80 hours in that thing, man. Um, it's a good game, really good game. So
We're gonna need to do
um,
a Persona cast where, like, especially for 5, because there's some shit I haven't really got to talk about with anybody because nobody
oh, okay.
finished the thing that I know.
Yeah. Yeah, I finished 5. Now I haven't finished 5 Royal. I haven't finished Royal, but I have finished the original
I
5.
haven't finished Royal.
Yeah, so that's great. And then so I finished that, and then I got into, like I said, Persona 5 Strikers is basically Persona 5 Part 2. Like, y'all need to play that if you haven't played it. It's
That
basically just
that's the one that's like that Dynasty Warriors type game,
it
right?
is. Yeah, yeah, it's a Muso like Dynasty Warriors game. But
I
it
still
is
say Dynasty Warriors should come out with the first game actually was, which it was actually a one fighting.
it was
What?
a fighting game.
The
Yeah.
original Dynasty Warriors was a one fighting. It was the shit.
So, and yeah, I think I remember that. But I'll tell you, I enjoy it. It is so stylized. It feels just like Persona. Like it feels like the same studio made it. It really does. And I have it on PS4 and on PC. I ended up getting it on PC because I just wanted to play it on PC. And then yeah, and I'm almost I'm on the last boss of Kenna Bridge of Spirits, and I still got that thing up on hard. Let me tell you, man, that last boss is freaking ridiculous. That last boss in that game is utterly ridiculous. So yeah, did not enjoy that, man. So I'm gonna probably kick that thing down to Nepo and just go ahead and call it. So I played the whole game on hard.
It's the way to be, dog.
Man,
It's
I
the way to
just
be.
I can't do it. I'm just getting too frustrated because I'm just like, this dude is cheap and he has multiple stages, and I'm like, I had him down to like 8% of his life, and I was just like, this is unnecessary. It's all unnecessary. So yeah, man, but
He's like, this is
that's really been about
unnecessary.
it, man. That's all I've been playing, dog. But it's just unnecessary. It's egregious. Like I personally, I'm just like, I was going to throw my hands up, but I do want to finish it so I can uninstall it, so I can know I can skip right over to Jedi Survivor when they fix that thing, Jedi Star Wars Survivor or whatever, Star Wars Jedi Survivor. And I just want to play that. I just want to sit down, play that, chill with BD1. That's what I want to do. That's what I want to do. So that's it, though, man. That's it. That's all I've been playing. Say my stuff's simple, dog.
Word up, Chase.
Well, I played Control again, and I mostly played it because I got it on PC or on Steam a while back because it went on sale that
Mm-hmm.
had like all the DLC, and there's a DLC that ties it in with Alan Wake. But
Yeah.
and I wanted to play that DLC, but I first played it on Epic. I got the Ultimate Edition cheaper than it would be to just buy the DLC on Epic, so I
Can't
just got it on
can't
Steam.
do it. Can't
Yeah.
do it. So you say Alan Wake, I'm out, dog.
See, Scar just wants
I
to
like Alan Wake, man.
wants
I
to
don't like
hate.
Alan Wake. I just don't like Alan Wake. I don't like that game. I don't like it at
I
all.
I don't like Control as much as I do Alan Wake, but I do like Control, like the story and everything. But the gameplay, I feel like it was about how you were feeling with Kenna. I was like, what is the point in how tough some of these enemies are?
Yeah.
Like it's just like I feel like I'm playing Destiny, but without like people with me. Like the fun part of playing Destiny is that I can play with people, and like we go in here and fight this big thing together. Like in Control, I'm like, come on, I'm like running around with these powers. This thing can hit me once and take most of my health away, and I'm just hitting it and hitting it and hitting it and hitting it. And things have levels, and like in Alan Wake, things were just like you had a pistol, and the thing had health, and you would just shoot them a few times, and they would die like a normal game without levels and XP and all that stuff. So I don't like that as much, but it doesn't have difficulty levels, but it has an assist mode.
I kind of miss Destiny a little bit, but I ain't got $80 to get all the way back in Destiny like that. I ain't got $80. I can't pay the $8. Like no.
I can't do Destiny, man. I can't do it, man.
I like the game, I really do, but like the fact that they sunset shit just kind of bothered me. And then when they took it off of Game Pass right before it got sold to Sony, that's took me out of it, because like I liked it when it was on Game Pass because it had some of the shit that I could actually play.
Well, the sunsetting bothered me too, but then they said they won't go and do that no more. So everything past Shadow keeps staying in. So at least there's that. But anyway, Control, I put it on assist mode, and you can have sliders. It feels like you're putting on a cheat mode, which I don't like. I'd rather just have regular difficulty levels. But
right.
I felt like I put it on to where I don't mess with any of the sliders. I can still die just as fast, but all the enemies are one-shot kills. And that made the game fun as fuck. So I'm nice. I'm almost through the first DLC, which is called The Foundation, which has been pretty fun. It's a lot of platforming and stuff, but it's still cool, and it's just weird world.
Control is a weird game. Like Remedy, is something wrong with those people.
I watched Sam play it on Twitch once, and I was just kind of like, that just does not seem like something for me.
Yeah, it just hangs out in the uncomfortable. Like it hangs out, it does something really weird, and it barely or never really explains it, and it just hangs in that area of discomfort the whole time until the very, very end, and then they hit you with
that's how I felt about Call of Duty, because nigga, for somebody who don't play Warzone and someone who don't play who hasn't played Call of Duty in quite some time, bruh, they don't explain none of this shit. Like nothing.
Yeah,
like they don't explain shit.
No, but I've also been playing a game called Dredge. It's a fishing game.
I've seen people play it. I don't know really what
it's a fishing game, but you're in the Lovecraftian world. So like you'll be like during the day you're just like fishing, at night you're like going insane. And at first I was like, well, people are seeming to like it. It's a cheap indie game. I'll pick it up. It's a good thing to play on the Steam Deck. And then I played it for fucking 10 hours. The game's addictive. But I don't know, because it's just such a simple thing, and then you're kind of chasing these little quest lines to get different things. You're just like, all right, let me just fish in this little thing, get some money so I can get this other thing. Let me go dredge, which is actually you're getting wrecks and finding stuff to upgrade your boat, and it's a whole thing, man.
Okay.
But and Scar, you'll be quite surprised about this, since you how many problems you had getting this running on PC. But so far, the prison level, at least, Saints Row 2 has run pretty fucking good on the Steam Deck.
So my problem with the Saints Row 2 was I had to patch in controller support, and then it wasn't running the way that I would have liked it to run, especially because I have two different controller setups for whether I'm driving or whether I'm in the passenger seat. So like that ability to switch real fast, to pause the game and switch real fast, I didn't have that. So
okay,
that was my problem on PC. That was my problem on PC because I used the trigger to drive, and but if I'm in the passenger seat, I use the trigger to shoot. especially when I'm doing
Right.
the drug trafficking stuff. So like I use the trigger to shoot, so I just switch it real fast and
Yeah, I didn't have to patch in any controls, but I just kept it with the normal controls, which the normal controls for it was like it was before like things like Forza and stuff. So
Right.
it was like
Mhm.
A to go forward, X to go backwards. But if you get used to it, I mean, it's fine. That's how freaking the old GTA's were too.
yeah, yeah. And I've watched somebody play through the GTA's. I've been watching this one guy, I am Maynard. I've been watching him play a whole bunch of different stuff, and he played through Grand Theft Auto 4 and the DLCs, and I watched him play through Grand Theft Auto 5. I didn't realize what like when I played Grand Theft Auto 5 for the first time. I played it on 360, and I got pretty deep into it, but I didn't realize that I was about maybe I thought I was deep into the game. I was half. And then when I got it on the Xbox One, it was just kind of like, yeah, that means you got to do all this shit over.
Yep.
Like
Yep.
I started completely over, and it was just kind of like, I don't think this is worth it.
Man, man.
Yeah.
It's hard to go back and play and jump again.
I
I'm tempted every
I
couple of years.
I also finished Mass Effect 3 nearly completely on the Steam Deck. So that Mass
Okay,
Effect trilogy, the new trilogy, the Legendary Edition, plays great on the Steam Deck.
that's awesome.
That
But
is nice. That is nice.
it's just EA's app. Sometimes the cloud save you might have to go in and out the game to like get it to work right, but that's a EA problem, not a
Yes.
Steam Deck problem.
Right.
If they would just let Steam use the cloud save, then it would be all gravy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, I know you're kind of ready to get out of here, but I was going to ask you a question before we
No,
really got.
no. Blue has to leave at 10. So
Well,
like that's what I was trying to
Yeah,
make sure that we got everything in. Because Blue has to.
okay. The on your TV back there, it had like a picture of Mass Effect, and it said like disappointment at the very top in bold
Oh,
letters.
I was watching this. This guy was talking. I seen just YouTube and shit, and it was about Andromeda, and it was about the deployment of Andromeda. I missed the end of it because apparently I fell asleep. But so I need to go back and figure out where I. But like it's just explaining Andromeda, like what really happened during the game, not like the development and all that kind of stuff that people have kind of went on to death about. But it was just talking about the game itself in like they mentioned like the bugs, but like that
Right.
wasn't what it's about. Like they talked about the story beats and like things that were happening. So it was actually pretty good.
You,
I mean, it's like an hour and a half. I've been watching it a little bit off and on all day
Okay.
because
Okay.
I've been watching Brian Menard. Brian Menard started playing UFC 4, and that was fun.
Hmm. Okay.
you know what I
Okay.
loved about Andromeda is how it brought back from Mass Effect 1 the feeling that you were in the next frontier exploring
Mhm.
planets and stuff, which I
Yeah.
do love. Mass Effect 2 is my favorite one, but it did take away that kind of like exploration thing that Mass Effect 1 had, and then and Andromeda brought that back, but in a next gen way. You know what I mean? And I did
Yeah.
appreciate that.
Let's be honest. Like Andromeda is the Force Unleashed of the Mass Effect series, because the Force Unleashed was very, very similar to A New Hope.
Yeah.
Had a lot of
Yeah.
had a lot of the same beats as A New Hope.
You're
Yeah. Yeah.
you mean the what not the Force Unleashed is a video game. What's it called? What's the movie called? I can't.
Force Awakens.
What is it?
There we go.
Force
There we go.
Force Awakens.
So
Sorry,
yeah.
Force Awakens.
Ray.
Um,
I'm about
Force
Ray.
Awakens and A New Hope were kind of similar to each other. They had
Well,
a
yeah.
lot of the
Yeah.
similar beats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially how Luke started. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, quite similar. Quite similar. But I don't know, man. Like I said, I'm always called back to it every time because you think about it, like, man, that game was actually polished. Like, well, not when it came out, but when they actually fixed it, like, you're like, man, that Frostbite 3 is legit.
There's a lot
Like, you're
there.
like, man, that
Like
is, man.
once they fixed it, there's a lot there. There's a lot there to love, and
Hmm.
I hate that people are still have those same feelings about it, and they never tried the game.
Yeah,
And we never got our
yeah.
Korean DLC.
Never
Right.
did, man. Never did,
Nope.
man.
I
As
still don't know
far
what the
as,
hell they're gonna do for 5.
man, 5 is so far off right now. It's crazy. Like the team that was working on the pre-productions part of 5 or the next Mass Effect is actually working on to finish up Dragon Age.
Yes,
Like they're shifted over there,
mhm.
and I'm just thinking, man, you're just pushing Mass Effect back even further. But I'm thinking
I
by the
want them to take
time,
their time. I want them to take their time because I don't want another Andromeda situation. I would like for this to be an extension of Andromeda.
mhm, I I don't I don't know. I don't know how it's gonna
I
work out.
want. I wonder if there's a way to tie Andromeda closer to the original trilogy and what they could do, especially with the Korean arc stuff.
I mean, there are tons of theory videos. I watch Mr. Holton all the time, and
Hmm.
then I watch Big Dan Gaming, and they have, and then Cara Elizabeth, I think is her name. They have a lot of theories of how they all tie in, but
Yeah, that one of
um,
them did a video. I can't remember. I think it was Mr. Holton did a one of how all of the endings could be canon.
yeah, 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 and however they choose to bring that in would be extremely interesting. But here's my thing. So if you guys look at, here's why they can't take forever for Mass Effect, right? Because number one, that they're going to be caught between. I know you hate talking about engines and stuff, Scar, but they're going to be caught between like the transition of the engines, right?
Mhm.
Because are you going to use Frostbite again? Or are you going to use UE5, Unreal Engine 5?
I believe they said they were using Unreal.
Yeah.
Right, right. And so, but if they wait too long, Unreal 6 will be out there. So that's one thing. The second thing is that if you paid attention to what CD Projekt Red was doing, if you look at all of the names of their projects, they're basically all constellations, saying that they're looking to space. So I believe their next game will be a space game. I believe they will be out here in these streets in a space RPG.
Do you really think that they want those problems?
I 100% know they want those
Because they're
problems.
going to invite all of the Mass Effect comparisons.
And that they'll be fine with that because look at the genres they've competed in now. They have fantasy with The Witcher. They have cyberpunk with Cyberpunk, which is a more often unexplored gaming genre, right?
But they're on their own over there.
Or gaming thing. Yeah, they own their own over there. But I'm telling you, if you look at all their project names, all of them are constellations, and all of them are pointing to the stars. All of them. So I guarantee you, they want that smoke. They want that smoke. They do.
If they can do it, I welcome it.
Okay.
I
I,
want I, I want somebody to be able to push BioWare
mhm.
into making something substantial. Like BioWare is on their way the fuck out.
I know they really got to
They
swing. They got to hit home runs, dog.
they really fucked their they I mean they've killed all of the goodwill that they built
True.
in
True.
gaming.
Yep.
It's dead. Like with
I
what
say
happened with
fuck all.
Amy.
Say fuck the old guard, man. I want to see. We've seen it before, to where there'll be like so and so's last game was like Joe Danger, and their new game is fucking No Man's Sky or whatever. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like
No, but see,
you want to see, like, oh, the Dredge developers are making a AAA sci-fi RPG next. You want to see these new indie developers becoming AAA developers. We just can't have it
I
all
no,
BioWare and
I just want a good
Obsidian.
game. I want a good game, and I want a game. I want a game where I'm tired of like this era of video games where what we think matters. I'm tired of this.
Yeah.
Like just like we've had to discuss many about how Mass Effect 3's ending fucked that whole thing up. When they caved on that ending, it fucked gaming up. I want you to go back to not giving a fuck what people think, and you make the game you want to make. Because the problem that they did with Andromeda is when they were setting up for Andromeda, they sent out feelers and they said, "What do you think we should do?" No, I don't want that. People are stupid. Whenever you got a game where you can create your own, then they're not. Mario won. It's the same.
That whole thing you cut out for, so.
No, you froze.
You froze, but you did cut out too for me too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What'd you say, Chase? Because you froze for me.
Oh, I said you cut out for all that.
Oh, okay. No, I just don't want them to. I don't want them to worry about what I think. I want you to, like, you didn't give a shit about what I thought about the other Mass Effect games, the original trilogy, the ones that people love the most. You didn't give a fuck about what I thought about that. So I don't want you to give a fuck again, because obviously you gave a fuck what people thought about Anthem, and it turned out the way that it did.
It's fine if you care what people think.
Andromeda.
Just don't take that. Just don't take that and make that
Dragon Age.
Don't make it a game by committee, right? Don't make it a game by focus groups. It's okay to care what we think, but just still execute your vision in the way that you want to execute it.
No, I don't want them to give a shit about what gamers think at all, because gamers right now, the gaming community is so fucking polluted. If you base anything on what they think, you're not going to make a good anything. Like, CD Projekt Red, they make good games. Why? Because they're not listening to you, but because they've made good games, you trust them. You trust them to execute their vision.
It took them a while for Cyberpunk. It took them a while to get it right.
Yeah, but with the Witcher games, especially the third one, which everyone holds up as one of the best games of all time, like. Mm-hmm. They just made the game they wanted to make, and that's what I want them to do with a new Mass Effect. Make the game that you want to make, and like make a concise story. Don't do the shit where y'all have an idea and then it changes over time and it becomes this, it becomes that. No. Get all that shit figured out in pre-production. Make this game as close to that idea as you can.
Did you see my video?
Which one?
The Mass Effect 3. If the Mass Effect 3 ending credits had Morden singing over it.
Oh yeah, that was great.
Yeah,
that was great.
Amber, I showed that to Amber, and she was like, "If that was the ending, I would have cried so hard."
Yeah, I think a lot of people would have, but no, that was great. That was great. Yeah. So yeah, I loved it, but no, man, it's interesting, but just like with social media and games, like people just got too many opinions, man. People just got too many opinions.
It's too many opinions, so you can't give a shit about nothing. Make the game you want to make. That's what I want for like the games that I care about. Make the game you want to make. Like if you make a new Division, make the game you want to make. Don't give a shit about what I think. Like make
except
the game
for Halo, because many people. that's why Halo messed up, ain't it?
Well, no, Halo fucked up because 343 can't make a good game. I mean, the problem is 343.
Dog? Come on.
The problem is 343. Has 343 made a good game?
Nope.
There you have it.
Nope.
343 has not made a good game.
I mean, they made. Did they do, or was that Blue Point? They did the Master Chief Collection. Who did the Master Chief Collection?
They did the Master Chief Collection, and remember, for a fucking year that shit was broken.
True that.
A whole year.
It took them a while to get all the games in there too, didn't it? They didn't have them all at the release, right? They had to add in games incrementally over time.
Yep, the shit was broken. So like, I don't trust 343 at all. At all.
Guilty? Is it Guilty Spark? Is that 343? Or is that Destiny?
Yeah,
Why can't Gears be the flagship for Halo instead of Halo? I mean, flagship for Xbox instead of Halo.
Because Gears, the story ran its course with the original trilogy, and then they kept trying to mine it, and they did the same thing, the 343 thing, where the company was Black Box or whatever like that. They made the last couple and
Coalition. So
Coalition.
the coalition,
Yeah.
and they haven't really, like, their
They
stuff
haven't.
hasn't really hit like it's like the first three. They
Yeah.
just haven't.
I
Kate
think
wasn't very good in the
they
last
told
one.
the story. They told the story that like they need a reinvention. Like God, you need a complete reinvention.
Yeah,
Where you have to like take this thing somewhere else and do something different. In order to bring this back, don't just try to make more Gears games.
A Halo game,
Like,
but it's a Metroidvania.
no, like I thought they had. I thought Infinite was a good idea. It's just they took too long making it a Halo game because at the end of the day, Bungie understood one thing, and I'll say this, and then we can wrap up.
no,
Bungie understood one thing: Halo is a party game. First and foremost, it's a party game. You get in with your people, you have fun with your people, you play online or you play in private matches with your people, but it's a party game. It is not
a serious shoot.
a serious shooter. It's not. And even when you do something different, like wanting to make it an open world, you have to include the party element in that. Without the party element, it's not a Halo game.
Right. So, one of the things they were saying is, well, since so the Microsoft Activision acquisition was blocked in the UK. So, but that what they were trying to say, with the Doom guy, when they bought, I guess, Carmax E with the Bethesda deal or whatever, they're like, hey, have the id folks make Halo.
I would try it.
Yeah, have the id folks make Halo, and they
I mean, that's the kind of game that Halo was. Halo was what the kids today call a boomer shooter. It was a pre-Call of Duty arena type shooter like Doom. It just wasn't as gritty as Doom.
Right.
I think what you do is have them make a game, have them make a Halo game, but not based off of Master Chief. Take Chief off the board and let them
So
be
ODST?
a Spartan. No, have them make a lock game.
You hate Locke.
I do.
Make me love him.
And look, nigga, let me tell you.
Are you saying make me love him?
No, just do something different. Do something different. Give me something else. Just going through the Marvel Netflix shows with my girl, and we made it to Luke Cage. And as soon as I looked at that, but I think we need to wrap this up because it's time to go. It's time to go. We didn't even get to all of the stuff. Like one time, I watched Pitch Perfect with my lady, and then that made me get on my my acapella shit. So I ended up watching on YouTube the whole 4th season of the Sing Off. I was up all night. I finished that shit at like 6 o'clock in the morning.
So that's why you fell asleep tonight.
Nah, that was like last week. That was not last weekend. The previous weekend.
Oh, okay.
But I stayed up to 6 o'clock in the morning watching season 4 of the Sing Off because I just got that acapella in from that.
Right.
But yeah, man. I think we should. Yeah, I have so much more that I wanted to talk about, but we ran out of time. So, but I appreciate you fellas. You know what it is. You know what it is. Gang. We need to get some reactions in soon.
Yeah.
So, and I appreciate everyone that listens. Everyone here, is still around for this podcast goodness. We appreciate you. So do the things. And go to the website. I mean, go to the YouTube page, the Geeks on Right YouTube, so you can see our reactions and you can see us chatting it up about different things because we have different things, and I am going to get that cat court thing on to that real soon. So yeah, thank you, and we'll be back with more podcast good in a couple. Peace out to the Warriors, yo.
Shout out to the Warriors, yo.
Later.